In this video, we'll review the Employee Hours Worked Report category in ServiceCEO. We begin on the Reports tab, and we'll click into the Employee Hours Worked category. As with all categories, you can see any reports that have already been built, including the name, description, who created them and when, as well as when they were last edited and by whom. You can click the link here to open the report settings in view mode, the edit button to open those settings in edit mode, or the run button to actually run the report. We'll click Build New Report to overview the options. As with all reports, which is covered in more depth in the How to Build Your Own Reports training video, there are two tabs, a Criteria tab and a Layout tab. First, let's overview the criteria. First criteria is work order start date in this report. This is the time frame that you're looking to run the report for. So if, for example, I wanted to see this week's report, this week's hours, I could simply choose this week, or of course I can choose a custom date range at my discretion. Next are business units. If using business units, you can set the report up to only include a particular business unit's hours, or to include hours for all business units. Same with employee. You can choose a particular employee for this report, or you can include all employees on it. Hours Worked gives you the option between actual and projected hours. You can always click the info button to see what's what. However, for this report, actual hours are hours from work orders that have been closed in ServiceCEO, whereas projected hours will include hours from work orders that are both open and closed in the system. Let's say for this report, we want to do this week's projected hours. I've already got this week selected as my start date, and now I want to look at the projected hours. If you were using custom fields on any of these three pages here, you can filter by them in this category as well. Now let's go to Layout. There are really only a few options in the layout in the Employee Hours Worked report. The first is the format. This is the difference between summary and detailed views of this information. Again, we can click the info button to see what's what. However, what you need to remember is that in this report, the summary view strictly gives you a summary, the total number of work orders and the total number of hours for the employee, whereas the detailed view will give you more of a breakdown, including the number of hours, the date that work order was on, the start time, and the actual hours worked per job. We'll keep it with summary for this report, just to get a total number. There are no grouping options available in this report category. However, if you were using any of the custom fields on the three pages we looked at in the criteria, and you were in a detailed view, you would be able to include the custom fields from any of these three pages that you see here into the report. However, if you're in summary view, keep in mind you cannot include custom fields. Again, this report we've set up to be a summary view of this week's projected hours. We'll go ahead and save this. We'll run this report to show you what exactly it is that we just set up. You can see here this week we have Stephanie scheduled for 2 work orders for a total of 8 hours, and Oscar for 1 hour work order for a total of 3 hours. This concludes the training video on the Employee Hours Worked report category. Please contact us with any questions.